This week in Research Methods, we are going to go back to collecting information. We're going to look at reliability and validity, which concern how we design our research so that we collect the right information, which we will later process and then communicate to others. Now, one of the things that we're going to see in reliability and validity is that we want to continually build on what others have learned previously, whether it's the scale or the process. We want to use things that we know a lot about already so that we can have more reliable results and valid conclusions. So that idea of building on what's happened before, and perhaps others will build even further after us, puts us in what's known as a complex system. Here we've got the diagram. We've got the arrows basically moving from left to right. Collect information, process the information, communicate the information. But this information that we gather from research, other people's will use in the future. And when we start off our research, we need to build on what other people have done in the past. And so when we've got this is known as a feedback loop, where what we do now will affect how we do things in the future, and what people have done in the past affects how we do things now. Is known as our systems or complex systems, and they get really, really complex because there were so many things going on at one time. We're just talking about the research process and learning from past research. But if you look at everything in your life, everything that you do now will have some effect on what you choose to do in the future, and everything that things people have done in the past will have an effect on you now. And so we're caught up in this system, and sometimes we can feel helpless. We don't know where to go, what direction to take in life. Now, from a Christian point of view, we don't have to feel that hopelessness, that confusion at all. We need to figure out what is our place in the system. And a verse that I really like is in Jeremiah 29:11. God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and hope." God's got plans for us. He wants to demonstrate his love. He's going to use everything in our situation for it, to benefit us, for our well-being, perhaps not for our happiness, but for things that are really good for us. And that's going to continue into the future. He's going to make all these things work together for good. And so even though we're in a complex system and sometimes we can't quite see where we fit in, if we have this personal relationship with God, if we're reading his word and finding out what he wants for us, we'll be able to figure out what he wants us to do, which typically involves loving him and loving other people, so that we can better understand how we fit into this system where we find ourselves.